Hi guys, I'm starting a ride around Iceland. I get up early to fill the bike. There are my friends, Thor and Maggie. They will be my companions for the first couple of days. Our first leg to the east coast is to Hvolsvöllur. We leave Reykjavík and I'm going to be the last one on the first leg. As we leave Reykjavík, we see the steam from the hot springs in Hellisheiði. There used to be a skiing area there. On the other side of Hellisheiði, we oversee the southern part of Iceland. There are some nice views and good bends in Kambar on the way down, but often lots of traffic. In Selfoss, I try to get a better view of the fisherman in the river, if he's catching anything. It doesn't look like it. The next village is Hella, with western Rangá running through it. Then we come to Hvolsvöllur, where we stop for a coffee break. We had a few raindrops there, the only rain during the whole trip, which is unusual for a whole week traveling in Iceland. After the break, we continue past some famous waterfalls and take our next stop in Vík. There is a nice view of Seljalandsfoss, the waterfall, where you can walk behind it. It is a bit too touristy for me these days. As we ride undir Eyjafjöllum, we get a pretty good view of the Westman Islands. Up there in the mountains behind the clouds is the famous Eyjafjallajökull. And now we have blue skies ahead. We ride past Skógarfoss waterfall, a nice waterfall, but also very touristy. And I have a bug on the lens now. Sorry for that. Shortly after, we ride into Vík for a short break and some pictures. Our next leg is from Vík to Kirkjubæjarklaustur. After Vík, the nature turns from green to black as we ride onto the sands, Mýrdalsandur. We take a short stop in Kirkjubæjarklaustur and move along Vatnajökull to another brief stop at Freysnes. We continue to ride east under those cool mountains and are between the sands Mýrdalsandur and Skeiðarársandur. This waterfall, Foss á Síðu, is well known in Iceland. I find it very beautiful. A bit further, there is a straight road for kilometers, surrounded by lava and thick moss. Then we ride under Lómagnúpur. It is a spectacular mountain and can be seen from long distances. Lómagnúpur is still there as we ride Skeiðarársandur. We can see bits of Vatnajökull there. There we ride along the old bridge over Skeiðará, the bridge that was rebuilt after the previous one got swept away in a glacial flood in 1996. Later, when the rivers changed their course, the bridge was taken out of service and a new, shorter bridge is used instead. There are still many single-lane bridges in this part of Iceland. This one is over a muddy glacial river from Vatnajökull. We decide to stop at Freysnes, check out if we could get lunch, and I had to make some important phone calls. I got to make my phone calls and took a picture, but we did not find it too interesting for lunch, so we kept going past Jökulsárlón, the glacier lagoon, and all the way to Höfn. We ride under the great glacier Vatnajökull to Höfn. In Höfn we found a good place for lunch. After a fantastic lunch, we get ready to leave Höfn. Our next leg is from Höfn along the beautiful southeast coast to Djúpivogur. We have left Höfn now. We did run a few errands there, filled up the tanks, and are now turning to the east coast. A bit further on, we can see the Batman mountain, Brunnhorn, behind us. We have come to Jökulsá in Lón, this long single-lane bridge. It's a beautiful outdoors and hiking area in the highlands there, but it can be challenging. We then stop briefly at Djúpivogur, just to stretch and take a picture. Next leg from Djúpivogur is through the East Fjords and all the way to Egilsstaðir. We ride Breiðdalur, where I spent some time fishing years ago. I always find it fascinating how skewed the mountains are there. About an hour later we reach Egilsstaðir, which is about 40 minutes ride from our hotel. In Fellabær, just beside Egilsstaðir, we fill up our bikes and then head to our hotel. It's early evening and the shadows, they are long. The last leg of today is to our wonderful hotel, Fljótsdalsgrund. To get to our hotel, we have to ride along the river and through the forest. Tired and hungry, we reach the hotel, which is also a camping ground. There is this perfect parking spot for us. And well-deserved food and drink. It was a very good but a long day riding today. The next day, after a good night's sleep, the weather was fantastic and we went for today's adventure up to the Kárahnjúkar power plant and to Seyðisfjörður. Waiting for the intercom. This is the first leg today. Still waiting for the intercom. Then we are connected and can ride on. First we ride past Skriðuklaustur. It used to be the house of a well-known author, but is now a museum, and there is a cafe there also, I believe. This is our turn to Kárahnjúkar in the highlands. We check out the layout of the bendy road all the way up to the top. You can see the white car moving high up there. There's a sign down there. What does it say? Seems like the road is closed at the dam, but let's check it out. We ride ahead up the mountain and find this horse by the gate. And then it's just up, up and up. As we are all the way up, we stop to take a picture. And of course, I have to check if there are fish in the river, but I see none. We discuss a bit before we continue. The next leg is to ride further into the highlands. We ride on into the highlands, in the sunshine, across this single-lane bridge. There we meet some adventure bikers, but this road is tarmac all the way to the dam. But after that, it's interesting for adventure bikers. Then the highland views really open up for us. We start seeing the beautiful Mount Snæfell ahead of us. It's so fantastic with these ponds along the road. Snæfell is now much closer, and we can see Vatnajökull, the glacier, behind Snæfell. This is the road to Laugarfell. That is a place with accommodation and some hot highland pools. And now we are on the edge of Vatnajökullsþjóðgarður, the national park. We stop at the edge of the national park to stretch and enjoy the fine weather and take some pictures. Next leg is from the edge of the national park and to Kárahnjúkar Dam. There's still some snow by the road. Then we reach the dam. This is the smaller first part. The sign in the beginning was correct. The road was closed to the main dam. But it's okay. We just parked our bikes and walked up the hill to get a better view. It's a warm day, so jackets off. Now, this is the main dam, and the Great Canyon is there below it. A bit further downstream, it is possible to get to the canyon, but there is a gravel road or a path down there. This dam is pretty huge, but it has a very low water status when we are there. This is the reason for the road closure. Some work going on with a big crane. This is again the smaller dam that we rode over before. And another view of the big dam. The next leg of today's adventure is to ride from the dam, down from the highlands and to Egilsstaðir for lunch. we leave Kárahnjúkar and head down to civilization. First we take a short stop for the views there, which are pretty amazing. We ride back the same route that we came up. Then we start seeing the valley again. And the views are opening up. Fantastic. When we come down, I take the wrong turn. Should have turned left, of course, but turned right instead. We decided not to turn around, but to ride the gravel road needed to get us on the right course. Then we have to ride this long and narrow bridge. I wouldn't want to fall off there. And then there's this bridge over this beautiful crystal clear river. And now gravel. I didn't see the dust at the time, I just rode ahead. Blindhæð or blind hill. This was very common in Icelandic roads before, but now we don't see it very often. Just be sure to stay on the right side of the sign. Then we came across this farmhouse by the river. And soon after, we're back on the main road to Egilsstaðir. Then we have to ride through the forest and along the river. Now what is this? This wasn't here yesterday. Roadwork. Not the favorite roadwork for bikers. We call it Cocoa Puffs, and the bike is all over the place when riding through it. Thankfully it was only a short stretch. This is our lunch place today. It was warm. We sat outside, had good food. It was great. After lunch we decided to ride to Seyðisfjörður to check if we could get some ice cream. And here we leave after lunch. So the next leg is from Egilsstaðir over Fjarðarheiði and to Seyðisfjörður. As we come out of Egilsstaðir, we ride a bleeding road that can be dangerous, both because it is slippery and also because the tar tends to stick to the tires and lead to loss of control. So we ride carefully, and here we turn to Seyðisfjörður. We ride the bendy road up Fjarðarheiði, the mountain pass. Soon we reach the top. My goodness, this is winter wonderland in July. There is snow everywhere. And there is still ice on the lake. Unbelievable. Soon we start our descent to Seyðisfjörður. And when we reach Seyðisfjörður, we start looking for a place that sells ice cream. The town is crowded, it's ferry day tomorrow, and at least 2 big cruise ships in town. This is a promising place for ice cream, isn't it? So we stop to check it out. Unfortunately, they didn't sell ice cream, only pizzas, so we decided to go back to Egilsstaðir. So we ride back to Egilsstaðir and then to our hotel, with a few stops on the way. We ride back over Fjarðarheiði and get a wonderful view over Egilsstaðir. Then we ride into the valley where the actual power plant is for the dam that we visited earlier today. First we ride over the water exit from the power plant. Then we turn around at the power plant itself to take a better look at the water exit. There's a rough gravel road down to the exit, and we ride down there on our big bikes. This ship in the middle of the river is an artwork by artist Ólafur Þórðarson. The water is fed from the dam with 40 kilometers long pipeline to the power plant that is inside this mountain, and then it comes out here. This is the biggest hydropower station in Iceland. It's a bumpy ride on this gravel road, but it is short. And soon we are back to the hotel. This was a really fun and good riding day today. In the next episode, I visit the painter Kjarval, I get almost blown off a mountain pass, and I go to Borgarfjörður Eystra.